Maryland, about 90 minutes outside Washington, D.C. Police say a student's plot to attack her school was foiled because her father discovered what she was planning and then turned her in. CNN's Brian Todd is over at the school. Brian, this was more than just wishful thinking.
Seemed to be more than that, Wolf. Tonight, students, faculty members, and law enforcement officials are still processing what might have happened here. We're getting jarring new details of this 18-year-old's alleged plot to carry out a Columbine-style massacre inside this high school.
God damn, man, these Jake Paulers gotta be stopped, bro. Let this be a lesson to all the parents out there. When your child says, take me to the Team 10 house or else, you better take them to the house, bro. This is a matter of national security. Alright, what's going on, guys? As you already saw from that introduction, we are here today to learn about the world's first female Eugene, what we like to call a Eugenia. This is quite a historical day, actually. I guess this is what the feminists meant when they said they wanted equality. You know, when you're younger, people always ask you, like, hey man, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you know, you have all of the normal people are like, oh, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a professional athlete, you know, whatever the normal answers out there are. And then you always have that one kid who's probably like missing a few chromosomes who's like, oh, I want to be president. And you know, we all kind of just look at him like, all right, bro, like, relax. All right, let's be realistic here. Well, then you have this girl who then says, I want to be the world's first female shooter. Like, hold up, wait a minute, rewind. Like, you know, when they tell you you can be anything you want to be when you grow up, they weren't talking about this. But anyways, I think that's enough for the introduction. Let's go ahead and read the article. Let's see what this Eugenia is all about. Nicole Savario, who was pulled out of class by Frederick County Police on Thursday and will be charged with possession of explosive materials with the intent to create a destructive device following an involuntary stay in a mental hospital, wrote of her desire to be the first female mass shooter, NBC New York reported. Wait a minute, so not only did she roll up with the AK, gold camo, she also had the C4 too in the back pocket. She had the Scavenger Pro from Black Ops 2. She just kept resupplying C4, just going off. She was running the multi-team in real life. Alright, let me stop. But you will notice in the article they released her full name. Now this is important because with that name we can now find a picture of what she looks like. So just in case you were under the impression that there was a chance that she could be hot in some way, obviously someone who's planning a mass school shooting and bombing is probably not going to be hot, but just in case you thought she would be, I'll let you go ahead and take a look at the visual evidence. So as you can see, she's not at all, really. And also, she is 18 years old, so it's all good. I am free to comment on her appearance. No need to call the police on that one. You know, no need to call drama alert. But that's gonna be a no from me, dog. At her home, police found a 12-gauge shotgun with ammunition and bomb-making materials, including pipes with end caps, shrapnel, fireworks, magnesium tape, and fuse material, reported the Frederick News Post. So they actually included pictures of all of this stuff, and it's pretty crazy actually how much stuff there is. I'll put it up on the screen now. I don't even know what half of this shit is. This is some Breaking Bad type shit right here. She got all the materials. She got the lighter fluid, metal pipes, nails. Like, I don't even know what's going on here. This is wild. And then she also got the Remington R870 from Black Ops 2. So let's just take a second here to break down her class setup. What's her pick 10 looking like? So she running the Remington long barrel. She obviously got the flak jacket and the lightweight. Then she got the scavenger and the toughness. And of course you got to finish it off with the extreme conditioning. Then she rocking the C4 and the double stun grenade. She is ready for battle. Let me catch her in my lobby. I'm about to hit her with the jump shot. Just a little scuff real quick. Dark Matter M8. Drop shot, you know, headshot. That's nothing, bro. I'm a Call of Duty athlete. I've been training for this moment my entire life, so don't bring that around me. But anyways, in case you were wondering how the police found out about all of this, how they found her master plan. After Severio's father discovered her diary and the plot and found shotgun shells in her backpack, he reported her to the authorities and she was pulled out of school. So it was actually her father who found her diary and, found the blueprints for her shooting, and he reported it to the police, which is actually pretty incredible because that has to be such a terrible position as a father to be in. But you gotta do the right thing there. You gotta report her. It's gotta be hard to report your own daughter to the police knowing that now she's probably gonna go to jail. Her life is ruined, but other children's lives are at stake here, man. You gotta do it, dude. Let me catch my daughter planning a school shooting. I ain't gonna need to report her to the police. I'm driving right up to that school myself and I'm handling it myself. All right, she gonna wish I called the police. That's what's gonna happen. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the story. One final little bit more serious topic before I finish off the video. I just wanted to run something by you guys and just kind of get your thoughts on it. So as you guys know, I've made a few videos in the last couple days about how YouTube has been completely demonetizing pretty much any video that I make, regardless of the content. After they demonetized the LeBron basketball video, I pretty much knew there was no hope at all. I mean, if they're targeting sports videos, it really just must mean that they're targeting my channel in general, and it doesn't really matter what I do. So I think I've come up with a good solution for this. I mentioned it a few videos ago about starting a Patreon. Now, before anyone says anything, just hear me out for 2 seconds, because I think you'll actually like what I'm about to say. So while I wasn't really too enthusiastic, I guess you could say, about doing it in that original video where I mentioned it, and I'm still really not too happy about it. I'd rather not. I'd rather YouTube just work the way it's supposed to work, but I think that might be too much to ask for nowadays. The amount of people that actually showed support and said it would be totally fine was pretty incredible. There were hundreds of comments of people saying that they would be totally acceptable with that, and I didn't really expect that when I mentioned it. So it makes me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. But here's what I've come up with. I think I've come up with something that I feel would actually make Patreon an acceptable solution for me. I was thinking that basically I just say completely fuck YouTube, right? I've tried to follow the guidelines. I've tried to make my content as friendly as possible, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't even matter, because whatever I do, it gets demonetized no matter how friendly or how unfriendly it is. So I was thinking, what if I just go all out, no censorship? I kind of mentioned this on stream already, but kind of back to 2016, Black Ops 3 Birdman, before YouTube ever started having issues. If you were around back then, or you have gone back and watched some of those older videos from around that time period, I used to go really hard on people, a lot worse than I do now. And then YouTube changed and they started to crack down on what you could and could not say, so I had to kind of chill out a little bit. I wasn't going as hard, and as time went by, they made it more and more difficult. They added more and more rules, and I've had to try to censor myself and adapt to these rules more and more as time went by, and it just kind of feels like a never-ending cycle. So what if now I just kind of say, fuck all that. I'm gonna upload whatever I want. I'm gonna put whatever I want in the thumbnail. I'm gonna put whatever I want in the title, and you can go ahead and demonetize every video I upload. I don't care, because now I'll just kind of have the Patreon there instead, because that way I feel that the Patreon is more justified. You're basically paying for me to be uncensored in a way, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. And of course, you will get stuff in return for the Patreon as well. There will be the normal Patreon reward levels or whatever. I haven't really put too much thought into what I'm gonna do yet. I know there are people out there who do like $100 Skype dates and shit or whatever. I'm not doing none of that, alright? I'll probably cap it off at like $20, $25, something like that. And it doesn't even need to be that crazy. Like, I don't want to take $200 from someone or even $100 from someone. I'm not worried about that. But I'll just put it in perspective for you, right? I have over 600,000 subscribers, and if just 1% of people donated, or I think the word is pledged on Patreon, but I mean, it's basically a donation kind of. Anyways, if 1% of people pledged $1 a month on Patreon, that would already be more than I've made on YouTube in the last 5 months. So just let that soak in for a second. Do the math on that one. If 1% of all of the total amount of people subscribe to this channel, that would be more than I've been making on YouTube. Just let that soak in for a second. So I don't really need too much, you know. Basically, you would be paying $12 a year. So it's up to you if you think it would be worth it to pay $12 a year for me to just come on here and say whatever I want to say and not have to worry about it. So I don't know. I don't think that's too bad. And I think that way it would really kind of motivate me more to post the best videos I possibly can, because now I kind of actually owe you guys something. When YouTube is paying me, I don't feel as much pressure on the content, because at the end of the day you're watching free content, right? But if you're paying for something, then I have an obligation to make sure you got what you paid for. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys and let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna go through the comments later and read them all, so just leave any feedback. If you think it's a bad idea, let me know. If you think it's a good idea, let me know. I don't care. Just let me know what you think about it, because I feel like this is the best way for me to do it, other than just completely switching up my videos and making some stupid child-friendly whatever. I don't even know what I would make, but it would have to be pretty terrible content, so I don't really want to do that. I was thinking this would be a better solution, so just let me know. I think that's really the only way I would feel personally comfortable with having a Patreon. There's a lot of people out there that get paid for their YouTube videos, get paid good money, still have a Patreon, collect money over there. Like, I don't know why they're doing that, but you know, if I'm not going to get any money at all for the YouTube videos, then I don't really have as much of a problem with having a Patreon, if that makes any sense. So anyways, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.